Hi folks, it's Ulrich Peiser, founder of Guitar Ingenuity and AcousticAlley.com. So what I would like to do today is talk a little bit about the fretboard of the guitar. I have my little acoustic guitar right here. Now, to be clear, because I sometimes get this question from my guitar students who are guitar starters, so they are not really familiar with all the lingo and the differences between all instruments. It doesn't matter whether you have an electric guitar or an acoustic guitar. A fretboard is a fretboard, and assuming you use it in the standard tuning, the name of the notes are the same irrespectively of what type of guitar you play. Now, so how can you actually learn the name of the notes, and how can you make any sense of the notes as you use them in playing scales, melodies, or chords? And that's exactly what I want to look into over the next couple of minutes. There are ways to learn the notes of the guitar fretboard by either studying a fretboard diagram, or, in my opinion, the better way is using an application that will help you to train and practice the notes of the fretboard. And I will explain everything in detail. Now, the good news is the application that I found, Advanced FretPro, is free of charge. You can download it to your computer and use it. No money involved. There's a little bit of a catch, and the catch is the guide that comes along with the application is something you would have to purchase. Now, do you need the guide? Absolutely. No, I don't think so. You can go without it. However, I would still recommend that you buy the guide. And as you do so, by the way, the guide is $14.95. Again, $14.95, not $40.95. You not only get the guide, but you get like 10 more products like guitar tabs. You get an offline guitar tuner. You get other guides and so forth. I'm going to show you everything exactly in a couple of seconds, but again, the application itself is free of charge and I highly recommend it. Stay with me. Alright folks, so a quick introduction to Advanced FretPro, the application you can get for free, and I'm going to show you exactly where to get it from and how to use it. As you watch this video, if you look below the video, granted you're on either AcousticAlley.com or GuitarIngenuity.com, then you'll see this banner somewhere underneath my video, and just click on that banner and that will take you over to tabguitarlessons.com, from which you can download, again, for free, the free Advanced FretPro software. And right now, I just clicked on the link, and you see as you scroll down, right here is where you can click on the link, download and install the software. It doesn't cost you a cent. So now, since we're on that website, though, the way they make money is they want you, in addition to the application they give you for free, they want you to purchase the guide. It's basically a training program that, as you use the application, allows you to follow a certain method, which is just easier. It makes it easier for you to use the application. You basically have a guide coming along with the application. Now, the thing is, in order to get the guide, you have to make that one-time payment here, $14.95. And the good news is you not only get the guide, and let me just open that guide here. I hope you see it on my screen. So this is the guide that basically tells you how to use the application most effectively in order to learn all the notes that are on a guitar fretboard. But again, you don't only get the guide, you also get a number of tools and see member downloads right here. Let me just click on over there. I purchased that package because it was a no-brainer for under $15. So you get that guide that I just described. You get access to their forums, and the forums are actually very useful for any type of guitar player. I frequently check in there just to see what's going on, or to help people with getting their questions answered, or answer questions myself. So you get also the Essential Guitars Chords ebook. That one is actually very cool. This has, I don't know, probably hundreds of different chord diagrams. So all in PDF format. So really, really cool. You get access to over 30,000, I believe. Yeah, here, right here it says over 30,000 tabs, which is another nice feature. You get the ear pitch trainer, which I played around with yesterday. It's actually a very fun way to, again, train your ears, you know, in order to identify certain notes and finger positions on your guitar. You get this offline tuner. You get a drum loop machine. I haven't tried that one yet. Again, I downloaded it, but I haven't tried it out yet. And you also get access to a whole guitar lessons pack. So again, it's under $15. I encourage you to make the purchase. And if you, however, decide you do not want to spend the money, that's fine. Then just download the free software as I just showed you before. You click on that link one more time and follow this link, which will install the application, download and install the application. I just did that before. This is how the application looks. So I'm going to very briefly walk you through it because I believe it's really self-explanatory. Here is a guitar fretboard diagram. The check marks basically let you limit the section of the fretboard you want to focus on. Right now, you see these check marks here on the right side. All of them are checked, which means we include all strings right now and all 12 frets. You see the check marks here horizontally across the fretboard. If you were to say, look, I want to just zero in for now on a number of particular strings and a certain section of the fretboard, you can do that by just unchecking certain boxes. I'm just going to do that for example purposes right now. So now with this particular selection, the tool would only basically train me on the first two strings, the low E string, the A string, and the first 3 frets. So the way it works is, let's just stick with that particular selection. You can, on the first tab here, it basically, the tool lets you practice the notes that you have predetermined that fall into that specific section. So the first 3 frets, but only the top 2 strings. So that's a very small section. That's right, this section here. And as you use that game that comes here with the first tab, what it basically does is, I'm just going to start it now. There's a little question mark, and you basically would have to name that particular note by clicking on the selection here. Hopefully you make the right choice. So which note is this particular one here indicated by the check mark? I believe it's an A sharp or B flat, however you want to call it. And you saw it lit up green, which means I gave a correct answer. Now it moves on to this particular note. So that's in the 3rd fret, 2nd string from the top. Well, I happen to know that's a C. So again, I click on C, and that again was the right answer. Now I'm gonna on purpose just select the wrong note. I'm gonna say this is a G, and you'll see it X's it out. It says incorrect, and then it gives you a second attempt, and then hopefully in the second attempt you will make the right selection. In that particular case, it's an F. But you see, it jumps around based on the selection you made. So it will only stay in the first 3 frets and the top 2 strings. That's fairly easy, right? We're talking about 6 notes only here. So that is obviously a fairly easy exercise, yet that can come in very, very handy if you're a guitar beginner and you feel like overwhelmed by learning all the notes at once. So let me just quit the game here and just put all the checks back in, the check marks back in. So all the strings, all 12 frets, and then you'll see that the whole thing gets a little harder because now that little question mark is going to jump all over the place here, and you will have to make the right selections as the game moves along. So a very cool way for you just to really visualize the position of certain notes on your fretboards. That is what you can do here by playing those games on the first tab. Now on the second tab, which is extremely useful in my opinion, it basically allows you to make a selection or a chord selection, and then it will show you the notes that go along with the chord on the fretboard. So very simple. Let's say we stick with the beginner chords right here. I want to see how to play a C chord. And you'll see just by clicking on the chord, it indicates on the fretboard the notes that I have to play in order to play that particular chord, and it shows you the strings that that you are supposed to play. Let me switch that to A, and you will see. Let me switch to a D, and you will see, for example, with the D major chord, we know we don't want to play the low E string and the A string, so that's why it's X'd out here. But we want to play the D string and the specific notes as indicated here on the fretboard. Now, these are beginner guitar chords in the leftmost column. You can make your life a little bit more challenging, and if you don't know how to play a G7 sus4, then you just make your selection here accordingly, and what happens up here is you'll see, okay, it shows you what you need to do with your fingers, which notes to play on the fretboard. It also gives you, if available, multiple choices, so multiple positions that you can use to play that particular chord. So I just clicked on the second one, and you see the chord diagram changes accordingly. Lastly, on the right side here, based on the selection you make, it shows you the notes that come along with a certain scale. Let's say you want to learn the notes of the C major scale. So you just make your selection here, and it shows you what to do with and it shows you all the notes that fall into that particular scale. And you can really come up with the most exotic scales. The tool gives you all the choices, all the alternatives as indicated right here. So I believe a very, very effective method to explore the fretboard of your guitar in a fun way, but also educational and insightful way, by either going along with the exercises or picking certain chords or scales, and the tool will give you a clear indication of where the specific notes fall that come with the chord or the scale. So I hope this was helpful. Again, I do encourage you obviously to download the software for free, but also plunk down the $15. You get the guide, which gives you a more, well, as the word implies, guided approach as to how to use the tool more effectively. And by following that little training program here, it's not too complicated, but by following that little training program here and the exercises and the example, it's a really cool way to explore your guitar fretboard in a very in-depth and educational yet fun way. So if you have any questions, email me, guitaringenuity@gmx.com. I will reply promptly. Before I let you go, I want to give myself a little plug. So since we're on the topic of playing chords and notes and so forth, and looking and study and looking at the fretboard, what might be helpful for you is if you head over to my, so lastly, one more advertisement. Okay, before I let you go, one selfish advertisement. If you want to go over to my website, guitaringenuity.com, just type it in your browser, guitaringenuity.com, and you'll see in the upper right hand corner this little box. It gives you free access to the guitar chord bank, and I listed it here. You get instant access to over 50 guitar chord video tutorials, where I, within like a minute or sometimes even a few seconds, show you what to do in order to play the chord of your choice. Again, access is absolutely free of charge. You just click here on the button. It will ask you to create an account for free, but once you have that account created, you will get access to the guitar chord bank. It's right up here, guitar chord bank, and you'll see here on the left hand side the whole list of chord videos that I already included. The list keeps growing on an ongoing basis. You can ask me to add more specific chords. If you run into a chord and you would like to have it included here, send me an email and I will make a tutorial. And this is how the tutorial looks. You just click on, let's say, the A minor 7 chord here, and a video will show up that you can watch. It's usually like a minute long or so, sometimes a little more, a little less, and I show you what you need to do with your left hand or your right hand, depending on your lefty or righty, and the other hand, the strumming hand, in order to play that specific chord. You see, it's a nice close-up shot, and you'll see exactly what you need to do with all your fingers, which strings to play and which strings not to play. And by listening, and you can listen in closely and play along with me. And again, you see that video was only 38 seconds. So it's a nice one-stop shop for you to quickly look up any chord that's available in the chord bank without going over to Google or YouTube and looking for chord videos. Again, free of charge. I would be delighted if you would sign up for Guitar Ingenuity and the chord bank. And again, if you have any questions, guitaringenuity@gmx.com. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.